Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Lydia, and this is Time with Lydia, the pharmacist. Today, I'm going to be spending some time with you talking about a very common condition called hay fever. We're going to be looking at the causes of hay fever, the symptoms of hay fever, and things that you can do to prevent hay fever. This is a channel where we educate ourselves on common health problems. So if you're new to this channel and you want to learn more about your health, then please hit on that subscribe button and also on the notification bell so you don't miss anything that I upload. Hay fever is an allergy to pollen, usually to grass, tree, or weed pollen. Pollen is a fine powder from plants, and when these fine particles come into contact with the cells that line the mouth, nose, eyes, and throat, they irritate them and trigger an allergic reaction. This allergic reaction causes the release of a chemical called histamine. Histamine is what triggers the symptoms of hay fever. Hay fever has become increasingly common in recent years. And in the UK, for example, 1 in 4 people suffer from hay fever. It affects both adults and children, and you can get hay fever at any age. Also, there are certain things that can increase your risk of getting hay fever, and these include having asthma or another allergic reaction, such as eczema, having a family history of hay fever, or when you get exposed to tobacco smoke during early childhood. Hay fever occurs mainly during early spring and during the summer months when the pollen levels reach a certain point and the weather is warm, humid, and windy. Even though hay fever is not a threat to health, it can have a negative impact on the quality of life of those who suffer from it. And in severe cases, it can have an effect on productivity at school and at work. It can also cause sinusitis, which is an inflammation of the sinus. And in children, hay fever can cause a middle ear infection. There are some symptoms that are associated with hay fever, and these include runny nose, blocked nose, itchy throat, itchy eyes and mouth, itchy ears, loss of smell, earache, tiredness, headache, postnasal drip, pain around the temples and forehead. These symptoms become severe when the pollen count is high. There is sometimes a confusion as to whether these symptoms are that of a cold or hay fever. The difference is that hay fever can last for weeks, whilst a cold will go away after a week or 2. There is no cure for hay fever at the moment, but there are some measures that you can take to prevent hay fever. And these include: monitor the pollen forecast and stay indoors whenever possible, especially on high pollen days. That is when pollen levels are over 50 grains per cubic meter of air. Apply Vaseline or hay fever balm around the nostrils to trap the pollen. Keep windows and doors shut as much as possible and vacuum regularly. Use a damp cloth for dusting. Wash your hair, shower, and change your clothes after you have been outside to wash pollen off. Buy a pollen filter for the air vents in your car and wash your pets regularly as they can carry a lot of pollen. Also, wear a wrap around sunglasses when you are outside to prevent pollen from entering your eyes. You also have to avoid cutting grass, staying outside for too long, and do not dry your clothes outside. Avoid smoking as well, as it can make the symptoms worse. Apart from doing all these, you can visit your local pharmacy to buy some medication. Antihistamines are available to buy. They block the effect of histamine and get rid of or reduce the symptoms of hay fever. And it is best to use the antihistamine before you come into contact with the pollen. What they do is they improve the general symptoms of hay fever, especially runny nose and sneezing. There are two groups of antihistamines. We've got the sedating and the non-sedating antihistamines. And in fact, there is no evidence that one group is more effective than the other. Examples of the sedating ones are clofenamin and promethazine. These cause drowsiness and make you sleepy, and they can affect your daily activities, but they do help when your symptoms prevent you from getting a good night's sleep. And the non-drowsy ones are a preferred option. Examples are cetirizine, loratadine, and aprivastine. You can also get steroid nasal sprays, and these are more effective than the tablets in reducing nasal symptoms like congestion and sneezing. And they can also help improve eye symptoms. They do have a slow onset of action, so they should be started 2 to 3 weeks before the hay fever commences and used throughout the season. Examples are beclomethasone and fluticasone. You can also get sodium chromoglycate. This is available as eye drops, and this helps with itchy eyes. You know, during my research on this topic, I came across occasions where some people have used natural remedies like salt water, honey and lemon, apple cider vinegar, black seed oil, intermittent fasting, and probiotics to help with hay fever. And they were quite useful. And all I want to point out here is, before you use any of these preparations, make sure you acquire enough knowledge about them and make sure you know how and when to use them before you do, so you don't suffer any undesirable side effects. And if your symptoms do not improve after taking over-the-counter medication from the pharmacy, or they start getting worse, then make an appointment with your doctor and have a word with them. Also, my best advice for pregnant women is that you stay indoors to avoid pollen. And if your symptoms become unbearable, then make an appointment with your doctor and have a word with them. I hope you have learned something new today. If you have, then please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also, remember to share with family and friends. And don't forget to put your comments, your suggestions, and any questions that you have for me in the comments section. Please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and also on the notification bell if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.